And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Saturday Morning New Distributor Training. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with ZJ International, and I get to be the trainer this morning, so I'm pretty excited about that. Welcome to all of you. We'll get started here in just a moment. But first, I wanted to welcome all of you that have recently started with us here in ZJ. I can tell you after oh geez, I guess we're coming up on about 34 years that I've been involved, in or around this industry. I've had an opportunity to be now with three companies. ZJ International is my third opportunity in the network marketing profession. And I can tell you that, especially for those of you just getting started with us, you have entered, without question, the world-class company in the making in this profession at the very, very best time. We have never been positioned better for success for our distributors than we are today. And I say that after being with the company now. Let's see, I'm about to complete 11 years with this company. I've been around a very long time. Back in the very early days, I was part of a group of people that were the very first invitees, if you will, to meet Ken Brailsford. Ken Brailsford launched the company in November of 2005, but he was actually involved in a mission with his church, and he turned over the company to launch to a group of people. And it wasn't until August of 2008 that he actually came back to Utah to look at the company that his checkbook had been building. And I was part of a group of 50 people that were invited to meet with Ken Brailsford. I called it his coming out party. And in that period of time, over this last number of years, I can count three people who have been able to stand the test of time in developing this company. Myself, David Moses, and Pat Anderson, three leaders that continue to work with the company to this day. And that's, frankly, a testament of how difficult it is to build a network marketing business with a very young company. It's a challenge. It's certainly, most, I forget what the statistics are, but it's outrageous. It's like, 98, 99% of the companies that start in this profession don't see 5 years. That's one of the great fallacies of network marketing, the right time to join a company is in the very beginning. I had the opportunity to be part of the original first Distributor Leadership Council in 2009. There were 5, company leaders that were part of that original Distributor Leadership Council. Today, there are 2 people who continue on with ZJ International, myself and David Moses. So I've had an opportunity to see an awful lot of the evolution of this company. I've seen corporate executives come and go. I've seen, products come and go. And I can tell you, over the last now almost a full 11 years, I have never seen our company positioned better in terms of, product offerings, executive leadership team at the home office, the caliber of the professionals in our, that lead our distributor base. I have never seen us in a better position than we are today at this exact moment for exceptional growth. And to me, while it's great to see the company growing and that sort of thing, let me tell you what it's all about to me. It's a opportunity to provide for others a vehicle where they can have the same life-changing results, not just with health, okay, that's certainly very important, but to create an environment of financial, security, financial prosperity, and then the next level, financial abundance, to provide for them and their families and the things that are most important to them. So for those of you that are just getting started with us, congratulations on being so smart to wait till today to start with ZJ International. And so today I want to address both brand new people just getting started in network marketing, and I also want to address those of you that have been involved with ZJ for a while. Maybe you've had an opportunity, like a number of us, to be in on the first couple of mini growth curves with Zege International. I've gone through 2 significant growth curves with Zege International, each time compounding upon the previous one to create additional, substantial revenue income streams. I want to address those of you that have been around for a while, because today you need to be in touch with the specifics of what's going to be required for you to achieve your goals with Zege International. And so I encourage you, grab your notebook, grab your journal, whatever you're using to keep your notes. I just realized here, I actually have 3 journals on my desk, 3 different journals that I'm using for different purposes right now. But what I want to do, we're going to go through quite a bit of information very, very briskly. Get your pen, put it on turbo speed. And I want to complete this with enough opportunity to be able to do any questions and answers that you may have, before we complete our allotted time here. If you have a question comes into mind, either write it down, that way you can ask it later, or put it into the chat box. I will review the chat box once we get going here. I don't monitor it as we're going, other than to say, hello, Johnny. Hello, AJ. Hello, Lorraine. Good to have all of you. But I will go back and I will look in that before we conclude. So a lot of what I want to speak to today, was kind of driven home and this early in the morning, really early in the morning, one of the days this previous week. That's when I have an opportunity to do what I teach, okay, to get involved in personal development, skill sets development. It's an ongoing process, 30 plus years, in or around this profession. I'm still doing that on a daily basis. And one of the things that I was working on, I observed this quote from Buckminster Fuller. You can't change the way people behave. All you can do is give them a tool, the use of which will change their behavior. And so if you're here today because you have, goals, desires, aspirations for what your life will look like, a year down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, then what I want to do today is to provide you with some tools that will encourage and support the behavior that is required to obtain your goals. See, it's not about changing how people behave. It's a matter of providing them with the resources that will allow them to behave in a manner consistent with what they desire. So first things first, and I want you to put this in your notes. The first thing you want to do is ground yourself in the basics, okay? The fundamentals of the game. Every world-class athlete, I don't care what the sport is, will tell you that the foundation is the fundamentals, the basics, whether it be, serving, hitting, throwing, whatever it is. You got to have that foundation, a correct foundation, so that you can then build upon that through practice, development of skills, and so on. Now, for me, grounding yourself in the basics starts with an understanding of the requirements, and not just for success in network marketing, but for any success, successful venture. And so in your notes, you want to write, these are the 3 critical ingredients that you want to have. Number 1, you got to have a willingness to work. You got to have good work ethics. I'm going to be real candid with you here. Lazy people don't succeed in anything. Pure and simple. Now, I'm not saying I wake up every morning dying to work hard. Okay, that's not human nature. It's in the nature of human beings to want to find the easy path, to find something that expends the least amount of energy to get an acceptable goal. However, reality is high-level success is going to require high-level work ethics. So, number 1, you got to be willing to work. Number 2, you got to be willing to learn. Got to be coachable. Every single successful person, whether it be in sports, whether it be in business, has a coach, okay? Somebody they learned from. And it will serve you well to attach yourself to somebody who's already demonstrated that they can do what it is and achieve what it is that you desire. And if you do that, then you must be coachable. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. When I first started in this industry of network marketing, my previous career, I was a cross country truck driver. I've done lots of things in my life up to that point in time. I mean, I don't believe I actually had a job that lasted more than, about a year at a time up till the time I got into network marketing. I think 2 years was my longest run. I was pretty much the square peg in the round hole. Contrary to popular belief, I used to have a job. I actually worked for the county at one point in time. That was a disaster. I did not fit into the bureaucracy very well. Big surprise. Network. A lot of people say, "What would you do if you could do network marketing?" I don't know. I'd hate to think I'd have to get a job. But you got to be willing to learn. Okay, you got to be coachable. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. One of the greatest uh, uh, advantages that I had when I first started in this industry, my personal sponsor in my very first company was already $1 million earner. And so it was documented, by virtue of the fact that he had done that, he knew what to do. Okay, clearly he knew what to do. He had what I wanted. Jeff was a couple of years younger than me. He had a young family, a couple of children. He had what I wanted. He had a lifestyle where, financial issues were not a problem to him. He had time freedom and flexibility in his life to do the things that were important, to spend time with his children. He had what I wanted. Now, I also figured out real quick, it was the nature of network marketing that Jeff, as my sponsor, wouldn't make any real money from, his work with me unless he taught me everything he knew. See, I don't want you to think I'm saying something like, I was some dumb truck driver that, fell out of a truck, jumped up, dusted myself off in a $2,000 suit and made $1 million. No, I'm a smart guy. Okay. I figured the deal out. The reason I was willing to follow him, to invest in products, to start my business, follow his instructions on how to do the business, was because I figured out he wasn't going to make money unless he taught me everything that he knew. And so, aligning yourself with knowledgeable people and then following those instructions, critical to your success. Finally, number 3, the desire to succeed. For me, when I joined this type of business back in the mid 80s, I had a white hot burning desire to be successful, and it revolved around being able to care for my son. Some of you have heard the story, just, real briefly. My son had special needs. There were going to be extremely expensive educational resources he would need. Nobody was going to provide that. The school district wasn't going to provide that. And so it was going to be up to me to not only I spent, more money in my child's education through 8th grade than most people spend for master's degree college educations. But more importantly, I had to have the time freedom to be with him. The only place that it was possible for a guy like me with my background to have extraordinary levels of income and a flexible schedule, time freedom to be with my son, was this profession in network marketing. And so, I didn't have to wake up every morning and remind myself of why I was here. My son was always first and foremost in my mind. So first thing you want to do is ground yourself in the basics, and the basics start with an understanding of the 3 critical ingredients to your success: willingness to work, willingness to learn, and a burning desire to succeed. Now, once you have that, you have to ground yourself in the basics of what we do and how we do it. Okay, that kind of should almost be like, well, duh, I need to know what it is we do, and I need to know how we do it. Okay, and here I'm going to give you a tool. Write this in your notes. I want you to go to my YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija. I'm actually going to put it in the chat box. For those of you that are on your on a mobile device, if you tap the screen, you'll bring up the little icons at the bottom. You'll see the little chat bubble, like the little cartoon bubble. You're going to see a lot of people's interactions in there. I encourage you to be following that. This is the YouTube channel that I want you to go to, www.youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija. Now, when you get to that YouTube channel, you're going to find archive there, all the presentations that I'm responsible for, our Thursday night business presentations. Encourage you to look at those. Great tools, both for your own information and for exposure to others about our business. You'll see on that landing page a couple of tabs. One of them says playlist. Click on the playlist tab. You'll find there's only one playlist there right now, and there are 4 videos that are on that playlist. The first one is called New Distributor Training, and I encourage you to take in that video. It's 30 minutes long, and it is a culmination of a compilation of all the things that I've learned in, again, 30 plus years of this, being involved in this industry. That 30-minute video is exactly what you need to see in the beginning. It's what we do and how we do it. Now, it's very basic. It's 30 minutes, but it will give you everything. It'll give you what I was armed with in 1985 when I went full-time in this business, this type of business. You'll see 3 more little shorter videos. They're about 10 minutes apiece, so another 30 minutes, if you will. And those 3 videos combined is what I would call the fast start training. How to create a prospect list, but doing it like the professionals do it, not the amateurs. Amateurs write down a list of half a dozen friends and family members. If you follow the instructions in that 10-minute video, commonly, the average person on the first go around will end up with 60 or 70 people that they can talk to. And if you continue that process, it becomes 150, 200. Imagine how fast you could grow if you had 100 or 200 or 300 people that you had a relationship with that you could talk to about our business. I mean, that would be phenomenal. So, how to create a prospect list, how to develop your personal Zija story. Make a note. Your personal Zija story will be one of the most important tools for your success and the success of your team members. How to engage in a 90-day game plan. We did a training on a 90-day game plan here recently. You may want to go back to some of the archived Saturday morning trainings that are on the YouTube channel and check that out. Now, let me close this out here real quick. So, ground yourself in the basics, the 3 fundamental requirements for success, and the new distributor training. Now that you're grounded in the basics, let's get you grounded in the process. Now, the process, probably most simply put, it's the development of the leverage, the major advantage of a network marketing business. Many things you want to look at when you get involved in network marketing business. You want to look at, the owner of the company. What's his motivation? You want to look at the corporate executive team and what are their experience, and in particular, have they been successful doing this already? You want to look at the products. I've always looked at products in terms of being the foundation of the business. It's what the business is built on. I've always looked, when I've analyzed companies, I look at things like, products that meet a recognized need. Okay, it's you want to have products ideally that people are already looking for. They just don't know that you have them. Look for products that are highly consumable. Ideally products that are consumed, on a daily basis, ordered on a monthly basis. That's really important because what it does is it keeps an ongoing flow of volume to create the revenue through your, the compensation plan to pay you on a regular basis. The most important, issue in products is that they got to really work. You know, you got to have products that make a meaningful difference in people's lives. If they make a meaningful difference in people's lives, they will continue to use the product month after month, year after year. Creates an ongoing revenue stream that becomes residual in nature. So you want to look at the products, but the fact is if you have a company that is in the developmental stages, you know, if you can be in before the masses, that is a timing. That is a critical advantage to you. If you think about it, how, you know, if you take a company from, you know, 100-200 million dollars a year like Zj is, and you grow to $1 billion a year, you're talking about a 5 to 10-fold increase in the potential of your business. Okay, just, you know, just jump on the bandwagon, get your piece of that. If you're with a company that's already doing $1 billion a year and taking it to $2 billion a year, that's only doubling. And it's a lot harder to go from 1 billion to 2 billion. There's advantages to being with established companies that are already in that range, but it's very difficult to have the leverage of, you know, that exponential growth. Same thing with, you know, building your business, you know, through the development of consumers. You can go out and get, you know, 1 customer, 2 customers, 3 customers, 4 customers, and so on. At that pace, how long will it take you to get 100 customers? It'll take you 100 times longer than it takes you to get 1 customer. I mean, that's, you know, makes sense. How long is it going to take you to get 1,000 customers? Well, it's going to take 10 times as long as it took to get 100 customers if you're trying to do this in a traditional business sense. I call it linear customer acquisition. 1 part of effort, 1 part of return. Now, network marketing adds in the leverage advantage of being able to incorporate into your business other independent distributors, and through your efforts of assisting them in the development of your business, you create leverage by having many other people involved in the development of your mutual consumer base. How do you get 100 customers? Well, go out and talk to, you know, enough people that you get 100 people to say yes. Here's a different way to do it. Go out and get 10 distributors. Teach them how to get 10 customers each, and that's 100 customers. What's really cool about that is on the front end, while you may be putting in some additional effort to develop a distributor, that distributor can then go from 10 customers of their own, which would then literally create 100 consumers in your business. You can teach them how to develop their 10 distributors, and you can go from 100 consumers to 1,000 consumers. And if you want to go beyond that, teach that second level of distributors how to go out and get their 10 distributors and teach them how to get their 10 customers. And then you can grow to from 1,000 consumers in your organization that you override on to 10,000 consumers. And if you get 10,000 consumers, you'll have my paycheck, right? And so, you know, while there is time involved in this, the leverage, imagine how long you would take to get 10,000 customers in your organization if you didn't have that advantage of leverage through distributors. So you want to be able to ground yourself in the process through the development of that leverage. And I'm going to give you 2 stages of that. The first one is ground yourself in the process of developing distributors. Okay, 3 steps. Get them in, get them trained, get them going. Now, the whole process, and we've done a lot of trainings on this, and we'll continue to do that. You can go back through the archive. We talk specifically about the 3 steps involved in successful prospecting: inviting people to look, giving a presentation using tools, using third-party validation to be able to share the potential of the opportunity. Once they're in, get them trained. Now, I'm going to be real candid with you. I personally wouldn't be involved in the training, okay? And today I'm not. What I did is I created those little training videos that I just mentioned a moment ago on my YouTube channel, so that I don't have to train every single person. I'd encourage you to do the same thing. Utilize those videos. I'm not saying those videos are the end all be all of, of training, but there's some really good stuff there. And the most important thing is it's already been done. You can direct somebody there, let them get the training that's necessary, and it's, a whole hour of their time to learn things that, quite frankly, 90% of the people who have ever been involved in network marketing have never been exposed to that. So get them in, get them trained, get them going. I like to do a little get going meeting where we take a little bit of time, identify what the new distributor's goals are, what their available time is, establish what they're willing to do to achieve what they desire to achieve, and make it real clear. This is not get rich quick overnight. This is a business, and like every other business, there are specific models that will help you develop your business successfully. So ground yourself in that process. Now, the process I want to talk about specifically today is the process that we've been handed by our executive corporate team, under the guidance of Jeremy Redd, our new CEO, honestly, it's elegant. Okay, I have never seen something quite so specific, on track, focused in the time that I've been in network marketing. It's elegant, it's thorough, it's specific. Here I want to direct you to this page, 3 and Free. Okay, it's in your compensation plan. It's in your back office. The 3 and Free program, combined with Elite 20 and Elite 40, is the path that you as a brand new distributor that you want to be on, and as a distributor who is guiding others in the development of their business, this is the guide you want to use. And you will serve yourself well if you eliminate all the other, fluff and white noise that you may have been exposed to, over the years in other network marketing companies, over the years in Zija, and hone in, focus in, laser beam on this one page. If you do that, then you will be in alignment with the direction of the company. It will serve you well, both in terms of ease of implementation, the least amount of expenditure of energy for the greatest amount of return. And remember what I said at the top of the hour, it's the nature of human beings to want to take the easy path. This is the easy path because it's all been laid out there. And so I want to go over that real quickly with you, and I'm going to encourage you to go and read this. I constantly get questions about, I don't understand the comp plan, how am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to, folks, first of all, don't worry about the comp plan, okay? Don't worry about understanding it. Here's the only thing you need to know about the compensation plan. Write this in your notes, 2 steps. When the check comes in, endorse and deposit. Okay, got that? I'll say it again. When the check comes in, endorse and deposit. That's all you really need to know about the compensation plan. How it works is not nearly as important as it does work. Now, this incentive program, 3 and Free and the Premier 20 and Elite 40, that's the specifics. That's the guide. Be clear on this. The more you know about the compensation plan is not going to help you make money. The activities that create the income, that's how you make money. And what difference does it make if you truly know the specifics, how, the 50-50 split, binary, 10% lesser leg, blah, 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 blah works. Don't worry about that. If you're doing this, the money will show up. Just do this. Now, 3 and Free. Use this as your guide for your brand new distributor. Brand new distributor gets in. They get in, get them trained, send them to the videos if that's what you want to do. And many of you, have, other upline diamonds as part of your, support team. Many of them have resources and tools for, fast start launch, the system, what have you. Utilize all of that for the training. More importantly, don't be the one that does the training. Okay, that's not an advantage to you. It is not an advantage to you. It is more of an advantage to you to be the one that can direct people to the training. If for no other reason, your brand new person can become a trainer just like that, so long as they use the same tools that you're using. They don't have to learn how to be a trainer. They need to learn how to direct people to the correct information. Pardon me. A lot of talking going on this week here. Let me tell you, I've been a busy guy. Now, um, utilize this as the path, the 3 and free. Now, this is independent of how somebody joins a business. Maybe they start with just a bundle for themselves. Maybe they're starting with the Builder Plus or the Builder Pro or the Builder Premium package. It doesn't make any difference how somebody starts. And frankly, in today's Zija, I don't emphasize that. Okay, used to be an issue, much less of an issue today. Is there an advantage for somebody to start with a larger package like the Builder Pro, the Builder Premium? Yeah, absolutely it is. There's many advantages for that. Probably first and foremost, it sets a pace for your team. The people that you talk to about joining your business will never do more than you. Okay, very rarely. People will tend to do what you do. So set a faster pace. That's why I started with the Builder Premium system. The day I joined Zija, got out my credit card, bought the biggest package. For no other reason than I wanted to set the pace for my team. Okay, but I knew this from before that was a very important issue. It's still an important issue. Having more product than you need for your personal consumption gives you an opportunity to sample out to others. The more product you have, the more sampling out you can do. So there are certainly advantages for starting with one of the bigger packages, but I don't make that an issue. What I make an issue is getting started as soon as possible. Get in. That's step 1 in the 3-step process. Get in, get trained, get going. Get in. Now, when somebody gets in, we got to give them, their marching orders, if you will. This is what we're going to do. 3 and free is the perfect program. Have your new person focus on 3 new enrollments in their first full period, and first full period, the calendar period, the 4 weekly cycles. They get 3 people to join their business, and they automatically are qualified to receive their personal product supply for free, up to $200. That's the first step in profitability, is getting your products paid for. And they can do that, a brand new distributor can do that for 3 months. Their first 3 periods in business, all they got to do to get free auto ship is to get 3 people in each period. And that's as simple as finding 3 people who are willing to spend a few dollars and get one of our bundles, whichever bundle seems to be the most applicable to them. Now that starts to set a pace, and I want you to kind of see how elegant this is. Your new person gets 3 people in their first period. In period 2, they have 3 people who will likely reorder again because they will have used their monthly supply. In period 2, they get 3 more people, which means in period 3, they're going to have a total of 6 people who will be ordering their monthly supply. There's a compounding effect. So by the end of that three period time frame, if they've just been doing that, just getting 3 people every 4 weeks, again in period 2, again in period 3, by the time they hit their 4th period, they have 9 people who are automatically reordering, and they're getting the benefits of that in terms of point accumulation. So start with that as the first to do. I don't talk with people a lot about, you're starting out today, you got to get 2 to get qualified, and then let's make a run to Builder 500, and then this is what you're going to have to do to hit bronze, and white gold, and then platinum, and then diamond elite. That's so far down the road. Let's not worry about that. Each one of those steps along the the ladder is going to be accumulated based upon what you did before that. So let's start with the entry level stuff. 3 people, first period, 3 more, and 3 more. Now, once we've gotten through those first 3 periods, we graduate into the program Second component here, Premier 20 and Elite 40. Those two programs simply reflect an accumulation of points through correct activities. And I'm hoping you all have the forms out. If you don't, come back to the replay. I'll post this here a little bit later on in the day, and you'll see it on the YouTube channel. And review it with this in hand. Okay, this will be very helpful to kind of bring everything together. Premier 20. That simply means that on a period basis, calendar period, like right now, we're in period 145. On the calendar period, that 4-week period, you have accumulated a total of 20 points during that time frame through these activities. And what that does is that makes you Elite 20 for that period. What's the benefits of Elite 20? The primary one is you continue to get your personal supply of products for free. See, it's an ongoing process. The first thing we want to do is we want to make people's personal use of their, 150 PV worth of product, make that free, because that frees up money for them to be able to then add additional products into their monthly order, whether it be for themselves, expand, the types of products they're using, to get other family members on products, experience different segments of our product line. Myself personally, in our home, and it's just me and Mom, in our home, we go through a lot of Zija products. Right now I've got my Limitless going. I've already had my XM Plus this morning. I've got my chocolate plant protein going. I've already done, several of the capsules this morning. I do the AGX Men. I didn't do my XM Burn this morning. I'll do that a little bit later. I'm trying to, carry that through because I've got a long day ahead of me. Between that and the personal care products, the skincare products, we go through tons of Zija products on a monthly basis. And so having that free, $200 value worth of products, that's a big deal. It's $200 more that can be allocated to something else. So the point, and this is something else I really want you to start honing in on, because if you get the sequence of activities, you'll understand the significance of the specific activities. At the bottom of this one page, you're going to see how to earn points. And you probably should go back and review this. The point earnings are directly related to the significance of the activity. Now, you make points for enrolling people. 75 PV order, that's simply, 1 serving a day of super mix. That's a 1 point that you gather for enrolling a new person, new customer, distributor. If they start with a bundle, 150 PV, you get 3 points for that. So getting people to start with a little bit more product, a little bit more diversification of product, you're getting 3 times the points. Instead of 1 point, you're getting 3. Somebody starts with the the Builder Plus, the 250 PV order, it's $330, or maybe 2 bundles. That's a 5-point order, or 5 points that you're accumulating. You do that 4 times. There's your 20 points that you need. Do that 4 times during the 4-week period. There's your 20 points. Now, additional ways to earn points is through customer retention. So get involved with your new person that first month on the business. Do good follow-up. Help them get the results that they're looking for. If they have a second month order, so after the first month they reorder again, you get another point for that. So you're getting additional points for the initial sale. All you did was make sure that the customer stayed on the product because you provided good customer service. If they stay on for a 3rd month, you get 3 points. If they stay on for a 4th month, you get 5 points. Now, what this is doing is this is incentivizing you to do correct activities. This is my very first company I started with, was a nutrition company. And they taught us that customer retention was critical to long-term success because it creates the foundation of that ongoing residual income. If you do all the work on the front end, then you're going to have a happy, satisfied customer who will continue month after month after month after month. They taught us a follow-up routine that went like this: day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, day 21. First day that somebody uses the product, when they start the product, take the time to go through and make sure they know how to use the product correctly. Then the following day, day 1, follow up. How are you enjoying the product? Find out, one, did they use it like they said they were going to? Did they have any challenges? Were there any things that were, confusing to them? Nip all those little problems in the bud. Then, once you've got that first day follow-up, make sure everything's going well. Day 3 follow-up. 3 days after been using the product, how are you enjoying the product? Here, what you're looking for is to start pointing out benefits that they're receiving from our product. So, and if there's a problem, like, oh geez, it tastes great, but I can't drink that much water in the morning. Okay, well, break it into half and do half in the morning, half in the afternoon. Solve the problems. Day 7 follow-up. How are you enjoying the product? Now we're looking for, some comments about, here's a good one. I don't know if it's the ZJ, but it seems like I'm sleeping a little bit better at night, or it seems like I have a little more energy later in the day. I don't need that extra cup of coffee. Be pointing out, yes, it is the ZJ. That's one of the most important things that people notice right away. What you want to be doing is helping your new person get good results and helping them see the results they're getting. Day 14. See, if everything's going well, you can start to extend the amount of time between follow-ups. However, if anywhere along that line you got a problem, start over again. If on day 7 there's a challenge, then go right back, solve the problem, and then on day 8 go back and start with day 1. How are you enjoying the product? Did we fix that problem? So if you put all of your energy in on the front end, you're going to get tremendous benefits from having customers that order month after month, year after year. Personally, I have customers that have been ordering our product for 8, 9, 10, 11 years. Imagine the amount of income I've received off of those reoccurring orders for simply putting in a little bit more energy in the beginning. So the points there are set up to create higher levels of earnings for you continuing that long-term customer relationship. Now, the final area of gaining points is through your personal, rank advancement, your personal development in your business. When you hit Premier 20, you get a point. If you qualify for Premier 20. If you qualify for the lifestyle bonus, once you hit gold level, you get 3 points. Qualify for Elite 40, you get 5 points. And then finally, and this is the key to maximizing those points, be involved in the development of your distributors. If you're helping your new person rank advance even to just Builder 500, and then to Builder 1000, and then to bronze, you're hitting the maximum points, 10 points each time one of your new people hits that new rank advancement. And as you personally rank, you make another 10 points. So when you start to look at the picture, it's enrollment of customers and distributors. It's continuing the doing the process necessary to keep ongoing customer use of the product, so developing that longevity of customers, yourself personally achieving those milestones. But the biggest points come from helping your distributors rank advance, and it just doesn't take that much. You may not be Elite 40 the first month, but if you simply do this process, start with 3 and free, get 3 people on the products each month for the first 3 months, you will automatically walk into the next stage, Premier 20, Elite 40, already with momentum and being able to start hitting, the 3 points, the 5 points for having customers on for 3 months and 4 months. You're going to be yourself rank advancing, and if you've been putting new people into place, you'll have a number of people to start hitting the 10-point rewards for helping new people rank advance. So That's what I wanted to focus on today. There's one more tool that will be critical to your success, and it's a tool that every single successful distributor in network marketing, certainly within Zija, has perfected, and that's the daily method of operation. However, I'm going to leave that for our next training because we're approaching our allotted time here. I'm going to go over to the chat box. If anybody has any questions about this, certainly give me a shout out here on the in the chat box. Solve their pain point. Very, very good. Lorraine has really gotten the verbiage down. Solve people's pain points. What would they change if they could? I've got a package for that. I've got an opportunity for that. We have some very exciting things. I will make a quick note here. Next weekend, I will not be doing a new distributor training. Next weekend is we're starting as of today. This is cycle 4. It's the last cycle, last weekly cycle of our period 145. It is common, it's typical that on that Saturday that launches the new period, which will be next Saturday, I do a new distributor training as well as I follow it with a team-wide meeting. I'm going to postpone that team-wide meeting. We'll still have new distributor training. I'm working with one of the other presenters to see if I can get them to cover me on Saturday, because Saturday I'm going to be in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm going to be at the Zija One Leadership Event. It's the inaugural event for this event. I'm going to fly in Friday. I'll be back on Sunday. Be meeting with many of the leaders there as well. Excited about being there in Scottsdale for that event. Not because of Scottsdale, to be quite honest with you. You know, they got palm trees, but they got no beach. I mean, what's up with that? Palm trees, no beach? Had a hard time figuring that one out. Anyway, I'm more excited about being with the people, hearing from the executive corporate team, learning about the new things that'll be coming up for 2020 and so on. Well, what I am going to do, we'll still have a new distributor training on Saturday. One of our other leaders will be doing that presentation. No beach, but see you in Arizona. Kate and Brian, I'm looking forward to seeing both of you in AZ. But what I will do is I'll do that beginning of the first Saturday of the period team-wide meeting. I'm going to do that on the second Saturday of the period, and I'll wait till that time, and that way I'll be able to give any updates that we got out of that particular event. So I'm looking for any questions or comments that you have. I do want to make a note here because I really didn't get too much into the benefits of Premier 20 and Elite 40. Premier 20, that's something everybody wants to do simply because it's $200 in your pocket. Okay, it's $200 you would have spent on product that goes straight into your pocket because you get the product for free. The Elite 40, which is actually, if you're consistent about doing this, Elite 40 is kind of inevitable as your team starts to grow, as your personal enrollees start to rank advance. You get the free $200 worth of product each month, plus an additional $250 cash bonus added to your pay card. So there's a lot of things, and there's many other benefits that I'm not going to go into. You can read about them yourself. But there's a lot of reasons why you want to focus on a daily method of operation to get the exposures necessary to develop the new enrollments that you want, so you can then take those people, help them become satisfied customers and continue to reorder the product, and for those that want to get involved in the business to elevate themselves to higher and higher ranks. So let's see here. Great to print out as handy resource. Oh, Lorraine, and for those of you that are fairly new to this, you want to watch Lorraine's postings in the chat box because she's got this deal down. She made the comment that the document is in your back office. It's part of our impact reward statement document. There we go. Impact reward statement document. You can print that out. I do. Okay, as you can see, got them printed out. And keep them handy, keep them right on my desk. That way I can always make sure I making the correct statement about it. All right, any questions, any comments? We'll start to wrap this up. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing a lot of you that have qualified for that inaugural ZJ One Leadership Conference in Arizona. It's gonna be a lot of people there. I think trying to decide whether or not I'm staying at the Boulders or the Sienna. I'm not actually sure I've made that decision yet. In any event, please do me a favor. If you're at that event, would you look for me? Will you track me down so that we can get a chance to meet? A lot of you I know from the webinars and so on, but we haven't actually had a chance to meet. Do me a favor, track me down. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to be able to take a picture with you. So do me that kindness of trying to find me so that I can get a chance to meet you. Hans, always a pleasure to have you with us. And I see no additional questions. So let's go ahead and put a wrap on this. We've got, by the way, Pat Anderson. Many of you know who Pat is. She's got, arguably the fastest growing organization, North America, international. I mean, she's got it going on. She has put together, she has revamped her website. She, many of you are aware, she has lots of resources at www.clubmoringa.com. I'll put that in the chat box right now. www.clubmoringa.com. It's got a lot of resources there. She's recently revamped that, and it is, it's out of this world. Okay, it's all generic, and you have no concerns about sending somebody to that website, prospects or what have you, because there's no contact information. Nobody can reach out to somebody else and get a hold of them. But it does have a tremendous amount of resources for you, so utilize that. She's a distributor who has put together information and provided it for you. So, take advantage of that. Wednesday we'll have Health Talks with Pat. That's her broadcast. You can access that 9:30 Eastern time. 9:30 Eastern on Wednesday, www.clubmoringa.com. Thursday, we'll have another edition of the business presentation, Biz Talks, and you can access that through my link, fredholmes.com/webinar. And then again, Saturday morning news distributor training. So I think that's going to do it for tonight or today. And hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Looking forward to seeing many of you in Arizona. And we'll sign off for now. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.